dangerously entertaining, that's for sure. And you might love him, you might hate him. Either way, he is here to stay, and he doesn't seem to care.
I don't get why people have a problem with football being a competitive sport. You're supposed to play with emotion. You're supposed to play with passion. Quite honestly, if you don't like it, whatever. Football's not meant to be a soft game. Could care less.
He could care less. In your face, people who hate him. What do you guys think about how he's handling his rookie season so far?
I love it. I love every moment of it. And we had this conversation on the show. I would get these messages from fans on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Some are like, they should leave Baker Mayfield alone. But you know what? An overwhelming number of people were on the opposite end, saying, Nate, I can't believe as a player you would say that was okay and you would let that slide. And I thought that was wild to think, because some of the more competitive superstars that we fell in love with across all sports, let's go back to Jordan, Ali. Let's think about this year's game with Aaron Rodgers, who score a touchdown, do a discount double check to the opposing player. Look at the opposing team's sideline, do the discount, go do it to the opposing crowd, and we're good with it. I'm good with that. It is a competitive sport. People forget that this gets nasty sometimes, and it's better to play with a little bit of hate in your blood than ultimate love for everybody. You can't get through football like that. The simple fact that when Hugh Jackson left, everybody said, well, Baker Mayfield shouldn't be mad. Why? If a player doesn't like the opposition, why should he like the coach that just went to the opposition?
Well, the thought is it below him? Does he need to be doing this to a guy who took a job that, he got fired? Is it below him? Does he need to be acting this way? Does he need to be staring at him? And I would say, no, he doesn't need to act this way, but he's authentic. And that's all I ever ask from these athletes. If that's who you are, be who you are. Baker is that guy. This is the same guy that would give the same look at Cliff Kingsbury if he walked by, because he had to transfer because Cliff went with Patrick Mahomes instead. Like, this guy carries those chips on his shoulders, and it plays out on the field. His team responds to him. They're winning games. The coaching staff has kind of embodied what he is, and you see Greg Williams and Freddie Kitchens being exactly the compliment that Baker Mayfield needs. Look, if it was anyone faking it, I'd say get out of here with that. Right. A lot of these guys fake it.
Or if it wasn't working.
If it wasn't, he's authentic. I can't hate on a guy who is who he is.
There's something impressive about it. Like, doing what we do, we're in front of cameras and we're performers in our own way. I'm always very impressed with someone who's totally secure with themselves. Like, he knows exactly who he is at a very young age. He's very comfortable in everything he says. He's comfortable breaking rules. Like, you're not supposed to do that as a rookie. You're not supposed to be flippant like that. You're supposed to act like Russell Wilson or Eli Manning, say yes sir, no sir, and be the face of the franchise. And he just doesn't care that anybody has a problem with it. And I find that really impressive.
You guys don't see this going wrong at some point? This is all fine. Is there any reason to be concerned about this attitude?
My only fear is he gets too comfortable. He's handed the key to the city right now, and he could do no wrong. A little too comfortable, and then he gets a new head coach, and the new head coach wants to put his rules in, and Baker's like, no, screw this guy. Listen to me.
Let me be a little devil's advocate. Nate, you coach young kids. One of those kids scores a touchdown, goes over to the opposing coach and stares him down like that because Baker did it and was cool. How do you handle that? Because that's not right.
I don't like any young player being too brash in Pop Warner, middle school, high school, not even college. But once you make it to the league, you're getting paid to do a job. You're getting paid to carry the weight of the world of a franchise, of a city on your back. So if it takes you being a little bit of a jerk to opposing teams, opposing coaches, and that makes you a better player, I'm perfectly fine with that. Here's the thing. You mentioned this, and I said it earlier in the show. There's rock stars in this league. There's Cam Newton.
Von Miller.
There's Odell, Von Miller, Antonio Brown. And these guys, for what it's worth, they try with a little sauce. They got the chains and the fur coats and the outfits. They do that, and they wear that. It brings attention to them. Baker Mayfield doesn't wear any of that. He hasn't put on a piece of jewelry, hasn't worn a fur coat, and we're still talking about him just the same. This isn't a dude that's too cocky. This is a dude that's living in his own skin and enjoying every moment of it. I love it.
Not only does Nick Foles bring some magic to the field,